Shunsuke Kawamura is a marketing employee at a Japanese real estate company called CR. On the night before his wedding to his fiancée, Sayuri, he is treated to a lively surprise party at a bar in Shibuya by his coworkers. One of them, Etsuro Kase, gives him a small gift. But on his way home, after drinking too much at the party, Shunsuke stumbles through the streets, barely able to keep his balance. Suddenly, he slips and falls straight into an open hole in the road. He regains consciousness inside a narrow manhole. There is a ladder leading up, but several steps in the middle are broken. Then he attempts to climb out, but the rusted ladder gives way beneath him, and he falls back down. And just like that, his life drops into a place with no way out. This is Manhole. He shouts for help, but no one answers. With no other option, he opens the gift from Etsuro and finds a lighter inside. Using the small flame, he looks around only to realize there is no passage leading to any other tunnel. Desperate, he calls Sayuri, but she does not pick up. All he can do is leave a voice message, explaining that he is trapped at the bottom of a manhole. He tries calling his friends as well, but it is already very late, and no one answers. Panic begins to take over. He starts dialing random contacts from his phone until he accidentally calls Mai Kudo, his ex-girlfriend from 5 years ago. Fortunately, she answers. Without wasting a second, he begs for her help and sends his GPS location. Mai wants to help, but she has just finished work, and Shunsuke's location is quite far from her. It is also the middle of the night. She suggests that he call the police instead, but Shunsuke refuses, believing it would take too long and only make things more complicated. He insists that he urgently needs her help because he has something very important to attend the next day. Mai quickly understands that he is referring to his wedding. She had already heard that he was getting married. In the end, Mai agrees to help and heads towards Shibuya. By now, Shunsuke has been trapped for about 20 minutes and rain begins to fall. When Mai arrives at the location he sent, something feels off. She cannot find any hole at all. With no other choice left, Shunsuke finally calls the police and explains his situation, including the shape of the hole. They promise to reach him within 10 minutes, but 30 minutes pass and there is still no sign of them. He calls Mai again, asking her to search more carefully because the rain is getting heavier and he is starting to feel cold. But what she says next makes everything even stranger. There is no rain in Shibuya. Mai assumes that everything is just a trick, that Shunsuke is trying to mess with her, so she hangs up. That reaction makes Shunsuke uneasy. Something feels off, and he decides to figure out where he actually is. He starts recording a video, then throws his phone out of the hole, hoping to catch a glimpse of the surroundings from the footage. The first throw shows almost nothing. The second is not much better. On the third attempt, his phone gets stuck on the broken ladder. At the same time, a gas pipe nearby begins to leak. Acting quickly, he seals it with tape to avoid breathing in the gas. After that, he manages to retrieve his phone by tossing his pencil case to knock it loose. When he finally watches the recording, he is shocked. There is a building standing close to the hole, something that should not be there if he were really in Shibuya. Not long after, the police call him back to confirm his identity. They say they have already arrived in Shibuya, but they cannot find any open manhole. To them, it seems like Shunsuke is hallucinating, still under the influence of alcohol. Desperate, he tries climbing the ladder again. He jumps, reaching for the next step, but it snaps beneath him. His chances of getting out grow slimmer. After a moment of thinking, he comes up with an idea. He creates a new Twitter account under the name Manhole Girl, using an edited photo of an attractive woman. Through that account, he shares his situation, how he ended up in the hole after drinking in Shibuya, his injured leg, the GPS malfunction, and a plea for help from anyone who sees the post. Soon after, waste begins to flow from a pipe along the wall. Not long later, Mai calls him again, checking on his injury. He sends her a photo of the deep wound on his thigh. According to Mai, the only way to prevent infection is to close it by stitching. With no better option, Shunsuke uses a stapler in place of a needle and thread to seal the wound. Before doing it, he mentions the Manhole Girl account and how he is asking strangers online for help. He admits that he pretended to be a woman because he believes people are more likely to help a girl than a man. Mai, who works as a nurse, sends him a PDF guide on how to stitch a wound using medical staples. Once the wound is cleaned and sealed, his Twitter account starts gaining attention. Notifications flood in. Within a short time, he has thousands of followers, and many people are offering help. This time, he shares more precise details about his location, including directions pointing north-northwest and the exact time when the rain began. Based on that information, several users suggest that he might actually be somewhere in the northern Kanto region, possibly in Tochigi, Saitama, or Ibaraki. To support this, Shunsuke uploads a blurry image of a billboard, taken from the video he recorded earlier when he threw his phone out of the hole. After the image is enhanced by an account called Kamen no Otoko, which translates to Masked Man, the blurry sign is finally readable. It clearly says no entry. The reactions online quickly spiral. Some people show support for Manhole Girl, while others start throwing out wild theories, from alien involvement to kidnapping. Then the Masked Man account asks a simple but unsettling question, whether Shunsuke has any enemies who might hate him. Right after that, Shunsuke glances toward the opening above him and catches sight of a mysterious figure. He then looks at his own reflection on his phone screen, as if trying to process what he just saw. That moment gives him another idea. He decides to manipulate the narrative online, pushing people to investigate who might have a grudge against him. Using the Manhole Girl account, he posts as if he were the girl's sibling, implying that the real target is actually Shunsuke. In his post, he hints that his brother works at CR and is about to get married, suggesting the situation might be connected to that upcoming wedding. He even offers a reward of 100,000 yen to anyone who can identify people who might hate Shunsuke. Not long after, Mai calls him again. This time he asks her to check a bar called Haru, the place where he had his party, and look into the CCTV footage. He suspects someone may have slipped something into his drink. Once again, Mai suggests contacting the police, but Shunsuke refuses, convinced that they are too slow to act. Meanwhile, foamy waste continues to flow into the hole. Online, it does not take long for people to dig up information about Shunsuke. Details about his job surface, along with his past relationships. It turns out he has dated around 50 women, many of whom were treated badly, either as secret affairs or casual flings that he abandoned without a second thought. Even his co-workers who had just celebrated with him are revealed to harbor jealousy and resentment. They see him as someone who easily manipulates women while also enjoying a successful career. Among all the speculation, one user narrows the focus to Itsuro Kasei, the co-worker who gave Shunsuke the lighter. According to this user, Itsuro is someone who envies Shunsuke and may want to ruin him. As more details come out, reading all of this, Shunsuke becomes convinced that Itsuro is the mastermind behind everything. He immediately calls Mai and asks her to check the CCTV footage at Bar Haru to confirm whether Itsuro was the one who tampered with his drink. Unfortunately, the bar is already closed and she cannot access the footage for now. Then Shunsuke remembers the videos from the party earlier that night. He starts reviewing them one by one, searching for any clue. As he looks closely, a few things stand out. First, Itsuro seemed unusually quiet during the celebration, showing no enthusiasm and even avoiding any comments about the wedding. Second, Shunsuke notices a person in a red hoodie handing him a drink, and that same person quietly leaving the bar around 8 in the evening, right when everyone was taking photos together. Shunsuke quickly spreads the photo online. Not long after, Itsuro calls him, bringing up the viral case of Manhole Girl, who is claiming to be Shunsuke's sibling. Without hesitation, Shunsuke reveals the truth to him. He admits that he is the one behind the Manhole Girl account, then pressures Itsuro to confess. He accuses him of working together with the person in the red hoodie. In Shunsuke's mind, it all makes sense. Itsuro must be jealous of him, maybe even because of Sayuri. But Itsuro denies everything. He admits he has felt envy towards Shunsuke, but insists he would never harm anyone. Then he abruptly ends the call and blocks Shunsuke's number. Meanwhile, the level of foamy waste inside the hole keeps rising. At the same time, Shunsuke hears the sound of a tram or a city train passing nearby. He records the audio and uploads it to the Manhole Girl account, hoping someone can identify the location. Out of nowhere, a disturbing user named Prince of Abyss takes things too far, claiming to defend Manhole Girl. But after being questioned, it becomes clear that Itsuro has nothing to do with the incident. Shunsuke then follows advice from the Masked Man account, which suggests that the location of the hole can be identified from the design of its cover. He reviews his earlier recording, captures a screenshot of the manhole cover, and posts it online. Soon after, people online suggest that the location might be an abandoned factory near Aoyama City. Seeing this, Shunsuke pleads again for help, Fortunately, someone using the account name Love Large Lard happens to be nearby. But things are getting worse. The foam continues to rise, filling the hole faster. At the same time, Love Large Lard arrives near the supposed location and starts a live stream, turning the search into a spectacle. Together with a friend, he explores the area around the abandoned factory, calling out for Manhole Girl, while Shunsuke keeps shouting for help from below. Then everything falls apart. The idea about identifying the location through the manhole cover turns out to be a trick by the masked man account. Right after the live stream ends, the account suddenly disappears. Now no one knows where Manhole Girl really is. Shunsuke is still trapped, still confused about his location, while the rising foam continues to swallow him. Just when the situation feels completely hopeless, someone online suggests that foam like this can be broken down using air pressure. Shunsuke suddenly remembers the gas pipe he had sealed earlier. Acting on instinct, he opens it again, triggering an explosion that clears away the thick foam filling the hole. Not long after, Mai calls him again, asking if he can still hold on. As they talk, old wounds resurface. She brings up how he left her 5 years ago after meeting Sayuri, the daughter of his company's boss, the woman he is now about to marry. Then in the stillness of the night, everything changes. Shunsuke lets out a hysterical scream. At the bottom of the hole, revealed by the blast, a buried corpse has surfaced. The sight shakes him to his core, triggering a buried memory. In that instant, he finally realizes where he is. He is in Otsuka Village, in Saitama Prefecture, specifically at the ruins of Iwasaki Elementary School. He refuses to let Mai call the police and instead urges her to come directly and save him. The story then shifts into a flashback. After leaving his factory job and starting fresh at CR, Shunsuke's life seemed to be moving forward. Afterward, Yoshida meets with a plastic surgeon and undergoes surgery to transform his face into Shunsuke's. The truth becomes clear. The real Shunsuke is the corpse lying at the bottom of that hole. The man we have been following all along is Yoshida, living under Shunsuke's identity after the surgery. Back in the present, Yoshida, still pretending to be Shunsuke, contacts Orihara, the real Shunsuke's ex-girlfriend from 10 years ago. He believes she must have already suspected that something was wrong. Meanwhile, on Twitter, people continue asking about the fate of Manhole Girl. Yoshida responds by fabricating a story, claiming that he has identified the person responsible for trapping him, pointing towards someone from Shunsuke's past. To escalate things even further, he creates another account and directly accuses Orihara Natsumi as the culprit. He urges people online to help Manhole Girl, pushing the situation into chaos. It does not take long for internet users to track down Orihara's personal information, including her address. Many users begin to support this narrative, including the dangerous account known as Prince of Abyss. Yoshida does not stop there. He creates even more accounts, flooding the platform with messages that intensify the hatred, pushing people further toward violence and turning the entire situation into a dangerous online frenzy. Not long after, Mai sends a message saying she will arrive soon. Meanwhile, people online are still trying to figure out what happened to Manhole Girl. Then a train enthusiast steps in, analyzing the sound from Shunsuke's recording. Based on the train noise alone, he manages to pinpoint the exact location. He even mentions that he used to live near that area. Once the real location is posted, more and more users begin heading there, hoping to help in person. This immediately puts Yoshida, the man pretending to be Shunsuke, into a panic. If people arrive, the buried body of the real Shunsuke could be discovered, and everything would fall apart. Soon after, the police call again. This time, they confirm they are heading to the location that has been circulating online. They have already questioned Itsuro and learned that Manhole Girl is actually Shunsuke. As the pressure builds, Shunsuke hears the sound of a car approaching. It is Mai. Dawn is breaking. A rope is lowered into the hole, and after hours of being trapped, he finally manages to climb out. But the truth is revealed in the next moment. Mai is not just Mai. She is Orihara, the ex-girlfriend of the real Shunsuke, who has been planning her revenge all along. Looking back at the party, everything connects. The person in the red hoodie was Orihara. When the party ended, Yoshida lost consciousness and Orihara placed him into the hole. Any call to Mai would be redirected straight to her. Yoshida begs for his life. He reveals that Sayuri, his fiancée, is pregnant and that he is about to become a father. His life had been falling apart. His parents had abandoned him, his career was going nowhere, and no woman ever wanted to be with him because of his appearance. Driven by desperation, he saw an opportunity when Shunsuke was about to start a new job in real estate. With Shunsuke's face, he believed he could finally succeed and attract anyone he wanted. He pleads for one last chance, asking to see his child before anything else happens. For a moment, Orihara hesitates. She feels a flicker of sympathy and agrees to let him meet his child while still living as Shunsuke. It turns out that this mysterious online figure is nothing more than a deeply disturbed young person who has taken everything too far. Afterward, Prince of Abyss uploads a photo of Orihara to Twitter, claiming that she is Manhole Girl and that he has saved her. Yoshida desperately shouts that the woman is not Manhole Girl, but the real culprit, Orihara. But the one standing there is just a child, and his reasoning is far from clear. And that the woman he saved is truly Manhole Girl, simply because she matches the profile photo, even if the resemblance is not exact. Without hesitation, Prince of Abyss seals the hole. Back in the darkness below, with only the faint light of a lighter flickering in the void, Yoshida screams in panic. No one hears him. Moments later, far away from all of this, Sayuri wakes up and sends a pre-wedding photo, filled with excitement for the big day ahead, imagining a happy life that is about to begin. But the reality could not be more different. So the moral of the story is don't steal someone's life just to upgrade yours. You might end up stuck in a hole with zero exit.